Well, greetings there, friend. Welcome to the fire. Got a fun rule of cool story here to share with you entitled The Time Mark Wahlberg Prevented an International War. r/RPG Glory Stories, posted by Quiet-Insurance-9670. Here's some backstory for the campaign. It was a party of 5. Your classic Ranger, Rogue, Paladin, Monk, and Wizard. I was playing the Wizard in this scenario. My DM had done an amazing job of crafting this homebrew world with multiple kingdoms all on the brink of war. The basic plotline was that a group of heroes called the Saviors, picture the medieval Justice League, had all died years back and left ancient relics, each of their signature weapons scattered around the kingdom for a worthy group to find and take up their mantle again. With society as we knew it on the brink of war, and having found a mirror with the trapped soul of one of the original saviors leading us to these weapons, we went on the hunt for these items. The wizard's item which I received was a spell book, which contained a couple of homebrew spells along with providing some other magical benefits. The spell in this story was called Engulf. The user would place a small piece of charcoal on their fist, and upon punching the ground, a huge dome of fire appeared with the caster at the center. It dealt massive damage, practically incinerating weaker enemies. In one of the final confrontations of the campaign, 2 armies are lined up, Narnia style, facing each other across the field. My party was lined up in front of one of the armies, ready to face the opposing nation. Just as the horn was sounded and the armies started rushing each other, I had an idea. A stroke of genius swept across my mind, and I petitioned the DM, who thankfully let me attempt. The idea was that if the spell Burning Hands was cast at a high enough level with my hands placed behind my back and pointed at the ground rather than in front of me, then it would provide enough force to propel me through the air for a short time, launching me far behind enemy lines to take some names. My DM loved the idea and let me roll an acrobatics check. Well, I rolled a natural 1. Thankfully, our ranger had bestowed upon me a point of inspiration he had earned from an earlier encounter because he really wanted to see this go off. Here comes a reroll, and it's a natural 20. We all went berserk. It appeared that the universe was on my side for this one. So, picture this. My wizard uses the ranger's knee as a springboard into the air. Then, I put my hands behind my back and cast Burning Hands, causing me to sail through the air like the Human Torch. Once I reached the apex of my trajectory, I stopped casting the spell. As I begin to fall, I reach into my component pouch and palm a small piece of charcoal for my superhero landing. I fell in the middle of the opposing army and punched the ground, casting Engulf, absolutely vaporizing at least 50 soldiers. There was nothing left of them. Then, hot off my recent success, no pun intended, and realizing that I was a squishy wizard surrounded by a bunch of angry soldiers, with my comrades still having to cover a lot of ground for them to rescue me, I decided to try and make an intimidation check rather than brute strength my way out of this one. Boom! Another nat 20. So, here I am, a human rocket standing behind enemy lines, flanked on all sides. I raised both arms in a chrysalis pose, while I slowly spun in a circle, looking at all the shocked, unmoving faces staring back at me. A high insight roll helped me pick out the general in the crowd. I looked at him, pointed, and said,
"Say hi to your mother for me."
In what was either the smartest or dumbest moment of this NPC's life, the general called for his army to retreat, and I stood there with a smug grin on my face while I watched them run for their lives. My DM was kind of upset because he had an entire encounter with two opposing armies all planned out. Plus, it was supposed to be an important story moment on top of that. But he couldn't stay upset because of how cool it was, and technically, it was his fault for allowing it. There was probably a slight bend in the rules for it to happen, but we all believed in the rule of cool, and it wasn't entirely out of the realm of possibilities after all. If the rolls weren't high enough, it might have played out very differently. Ah, I do indeed love those fun, rule of cool moments when the DM works with the players to create something memorable. Oh, and by the way,
say hi to your mother for me, okay?
be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And would you kindly follow the socials posted in the description below. As always, be good, be great, be awesome.